Hey developers! In the last video, we have set up our Next.js application with Vue Storefront and SAP Commerce Cloud SDK integration and rendered the first actual data using Storefront UI 2 components. Now, let's learn how to create new pages. In this video, we will learn how to create new categories page connected to the SAP backend using Vue Storefront SDK integration and render the data using Storefront UI 2 base components and blocks. My name is Sergey, I am developer advocate at Vue Storefront. Let's go! Okay, so first we need to create a new categories page. We will start from the same place where we have stopped last time. Until now we were using app.vue file for everything. Let's change this and start building more robust project file structure in our Next.js project. In the root directory of our project, create a new folder called Pages. Create a new file inside category.vue. Let's create a new file, category.vue. This will create a new path /category in the Next.js application. Let's populate this file with some Vue template and add h1 tag. And name it category. Now, if we run our app, and we have it running already, if we visit /category, we will see that even though we are on the new root, we still have the same data rendered. This is because Next.js is aware of the page, but app.vue is still taking care of rendering, and it is rendering whatever is inside. Let's open app.vue and replace the contents of this file with Next page component. Let's get rid of this code and add Next page. Now, if we click Save, we can restart our app. And now, visiting the category page actually gives us h1 category that we have rendered in the category.vue page file. The issue here is if we go to the index page right now, you will see page not found. And this is the problem. So let's create a new page, new file inside the pages category and call it index.vue. Index.vue and add some code over here. I will just use the default code from the Storefront UI documentation. Now, save the file, and if we go back to the index page, you'll see that now we have our SF button component go to category page, and our page is not giving an error anymore. So we can actually click on the button and visit our category page. This was done just to avoid the errors. So now let's use Vue Storefront SDK and connect it to the SAP Commerce Cloud and get the categories information. We can close all files except for category.vue. And let's focus on the SDK and data fetching. We will break this task in two main steps. 1. Use SDK to get all products data and use Storefront UI to display the data. First of all, let's close all these files except for category.vue. And in order to find all these products, we will use search product SAPCC SDK method. You can find this method in the documentation for SDK SAPCC module. If you go down to the basics products, and below you will find the search product method that will allow you to fetch all products. You can also then further use it for pagination and sorting, but we will learn this later on. Bear in mind, the pagination is enabled by default and is set that it will return the maximum of 20 products for every request. Okay, so let's add the script tag here, and again it will belong TS and setup script. And inside the script tag, first declare a new products ref const. So let's create this products equals ref null. Then use async data composable, let's fetch the data from the SAP backend. Our app is already connected to the SAP, so we don't need to worry about it. If you are wondering how to start this new Next.js project connected to the SAP and fetch your first data, you can watch previous videos. I think it should be somewhere there in the hint. Okay, so let's first import, let's first add our SDK import from the SDK. Now, let's go down and use async data composable, pass it a key of products, and add an async function over here. And inside this async function, we will actually fetch the data. So first, let's assign data and await SDK SAPCC search product. And for now, we will not pass any argument to this function. Now next, our products.value will equal to data products. And for now, let's just console log that and make sure that we are actually getting our data assigned to the products value. Let's save the file and go back to the application. Refresh the page and check our console. In the console, you can see that we are getting an array, and target is the array of products that we were searching for. Okay, now let's replace console.log of product.value with the data. Go back to your code and place here the data. So I would like to investigate what is the object that we are receiving from the SAP when we are using search product method. Now let's save the file once again and go to the console. You can see that we are getting a data object with different information like current query, facets, pagination, products, and different sorts. This can be used to further extend your application and add sorting, filtering, and pagination. Some of this we will learn in the next videos, and for now let's focus only on the categories and pagination. Let's create another constant called pagination and also make it ref value of null and assign data from the response object. So let's create a new one, call it pagination, and it will be ref of null. And then here, let's replace this console log data with pagination value equals to data pagination. Now we have information about our pagination and our products. Now we can display the products in our categories page. To display products, we will use Storefront UI block, product card, and modify it to fit in SAP data model. Open Storefront UI documentation, click on Install for Vue, and let's scroll down to find our product card. For this one, we will use product card vertical. So in order to use blocks from Storefront UI, you need to first click on Code tab and get the source code for this block. Let's copy it, and inside our app, let's create a new file called product card. Now we can paste the code from the Storefront UI blog here directly. Once done, let's define product card props and replace hard-coded values with an actual properties. Close the file explorer, save this new component, and let's first define the props. For this, we will use define props inbuilt method from Vue. Okay, and product will be of type object and required true. Okay, now we can save this. In order to allow us for better type safety, we will use Vue Storefront SAPCC Web Services package. You can install it by running the following command in the root of your project. You can find it over here in Quick Start, scrolling to the most bottom part, and you will see if you need more types, Open API SDK. Let's copy this package, stop our app, and add it to our project. Okay, our package is installed. Now, let's restart the app once again, and I will just minimize this terminal window. We don't need it right now. And let's replace this type object, because it doesn't give us any safety at all, with this new product type. So for that, I will also use another another prop type method. So it will be object s prop type and prop type of product from our new SAP Commerce Web Services SDK. Okay, now our product card is expecting to have the same product type as we are receiving from the SAP backend. Great. Now we can start replacing the hard-coded values with an actual data, starting from the top of the file. First, let's replace the image source to the image from the product image property. For the sake of this tutorial, we will simply take the very first image in the array. So let's go up where we have our SF link images, and let's get rid of this source, and instead we will pass a variable source, which is our product images, and images 0 and URL. Okay, cool. Also the same needs to go for the alt. So in order to change the alt, let's just use product name. Okay, so in order to preview our product cards, first of all, of course, we need to render it here in our category.view page. So let's add our product card here and add v4 product in products, add a key value of product name, and also we will need to pass the prop itself, of course, as product. Okay, now let's save it again and go back to the application, refresh it just in case. You can see that we start getting our product cards in the application running, but there are a lot of errors in the console and our images do not actually display anything. This is because if you look at the URL, it is trying to get the image from the localhost 3000 medias and so on, which is not really a case in our situation. The URL, if you search product, go to the product details, open any product images and see the URL, you can see that this is the URL from the SAP Commerce Cloud backend. So we need to get our base URL for that and construct a new URL to actually be able to display the image. Okay, so how can we do that? Let's create a new folder called utils. In this folder, we will write a new helper function to construct our URL. But before that, let's do just one small thing. Let's go to our nuxt.config.js file and create a new property here called runtime config, and inside let's add a public one with the media host. And this media host will be where we will have our base URL for the SAP store. Of course, we will use environmental variable key, so let's add here process.env and we will call it SAPCC media host. Now we can save the nuxt.config.ts file and close it. Now we care about the .env file. I have already created this new SAPC media host variable over here, so we don't need to worry about it. We have created utils folder, and now let's create a new file here, get SAP image url.ts. This will be the file where we create a helper function to construct new URL. So let's create this new const, get SAP image URL. It will receive a URL string, and what it will return. First of all, we need our media host, which will be use runtime config public media host. And now we need to return a new URL that will be created from our URL and media host. Now, let's save this file and go back to the product card. Let's create new computed property image URL, sorry. And let's create it here. Image URL will be computed, and computed what? So we will need to use our get SAP image URL function here. And in order to access our product, we need to access our props. But to do that, we need to actually assign the return value of defined props to a new props variable. So now we have access to our props, and let's use it as props product images 0 and URL, and it is required to be passed as a string. Oh, right, image URL, that's correct. And let me import it from here. SAP image URL from our utils and get SAP image URL function. And now we need to replace the source that we have used in the template with this new image URL file. So let's replace this source over here on top with a new image URL. Save the file and refresh our page. And you can see that now we are getting images displayed properly. This is super cool. Now we can start replacing all other hard-coded properties with the data from our product card. So let's continue with that. First of all, let's replace the name, right? So to replace the name, let's add our mustache over here and add name. Now we are getting the name, and then the same goes for the ratings and so on, so on, so on. The product cards are on categories page are completed. So let's just add some minimal styling to our product card so it actually, makes any sense. So let me just cut this out, add a div and paste the product card inside, and over here we will pass some class. So let's edit a grid calls 4 and gap for 4. And now we have a grid of our products available here. Oops, something is wrong with the rendering. Okay, it's fine now. Okay. So we have our categories basically done. We get only 20 products, which is not the reality, right? We have way more products than that. So let's create a pagination. And once again, in order to use pagination, we will use pagination from block from Storefront UI too. Just above product card, you can find the pagination component. We are doing the exact same thing. Let's copy the source code of the pagination component and let's create new component called pagination.vue and paste the source code inside here. Now we need to define the pagination props. So let's do the same thing. Let's use const props, define props, and over here we will create pagination, and type will be object as again prop type, and here we will use the pagination type. We will need to create this type because in SAP Commerce Web Services SDK, the pagination is quite different from what we really need for this component. So in order not to use this pagination, let's create inside the components new file called types.ts, and here we will export new interface pagination. Now we have our pagination type, and let's use it here. Pagination from, no, not from here. I want to use it from one extra. And pagination type over here, and of course it will be required true. Required true. Now save it. Now we have created our props. Next, in order to trigger an action when we click on a page number, we need to define an event handler. I will also add a window scroll so that after you click on the pages scroll upwards, so it's easier for user to navigate. Let's create the emit first. Let's define the emit first. So const emit will equal define emits, and here we will do the page change event. And now let's create a new handle page change handler. Handle page change will be page number, and it will do set page to page number, and then window scroll to, and here we will add top 0 and behavior, of course, smooth. And then the next one, we actually need to emit our event, and it will be page change, and we will need to pass page -1 because pages are coming as an index +1. Okay, now, so we can save this file now, and then we need to assign this handle page change somewhere. Correct. So let's go up and let's find a button that will change the page, and it's over here. So let's add page change here and page as an argument. Okay, so our emit is ready for that. Now let's go back to our category page. We can close this product card, another file. Let's go to category page and add the pagination below this div with our product cards. So let's add our pagination, and here as a pagination we will pass the pagination object. Now save the file. Let's first do another handle here and add const handle page change, which will be an async value of number. And let's do this thing that we will refetch when we are getting the data. So const data will equal again to await SDK SAP CC search product, and here we will pass the current page as a value, and then our products value will be data products, and our pagination value will be data pagination. Now we have our handle page here too, so we need to add it over here, page change, handle page change. Okay, and the very last thing we really need to add to replace this use pagination composable with an actual data that we are getting from our const, from our props. So here let's pass pagination total results. Our current page will be props pagination current page. Our page size will be props pagination page size, and maximum pages pagination total pages. Okay, and now let's try it out. Let's go back to our application, refresh the page, and you can see that we get our data, and let's scroll down, we have our pagination available. So let's try it out and click on page number 2. You can see that page was not refreshed, but the products were refreshed, and we are now getting the products from the page number 2. And the same goes for page number 3 and so on. So our pagination now works, and this was that easy to create categories with the pagination. Now, of course, if you look here and data at the code, you can see that we are basically reusing the same function. And keep it simple, stupid, don't repeat yourself, right? These are the things that we know as developers. Let's create a composable, and this will help us greatly to have to avoid repetitive code all over our application. Now let's close this, and let's create new folder, composables, and inside we will use products composable. First of all, what we will need the product type from the VSF package, right? Let me close this. Then we will need to have our pagination from the next components. Sorry, not next components, from components and types. Then we will need an SDK. So we will do SDK, import SDK from, SDK. And now let's start creating the composable. So it will be export const use products, and here, so we need to create. What we need to create, we need to create our products and our pagination. Let's cut it out from here. Let's paste it here. Now we have products and pagination. Now we need to create the method. So const get products will equal async, and for now we will just keep it simple, and we will only pass the current page as an argument. And const data will equal await SDK SAP CC search product. And here now we need to pass the current page. So our current page will be either the current page that we are receiving as an argument, or it will be 0, just to keep it default. Okay, now we have our data, and what else we need to do? We need to add our products value as data products and our pagination value as data pagination. Right. And what else we need to do? We just need to return these 3 variables: the products, our pagination, and also get products method. Now our composable is complete. In order to use it now, let's get rid of this code here. Let's get rid of this code over here too. And so how can we use it? Now let's do it this way. Const products, pagination, and get products. We will destructure it from use products composable. And let's import use products composable over here. Use products from composables and use products. Okay. Now, in the user sync data, what we only need to do is await get products. Get products. We don't need to pass anything here because the default value for current page is 0. And for handle page change, what we will need to do, we will need await get products and just pass here our current page, which is the value. Now let's save this file and let's go back to our application, and you can see that categories are working properly and the page pagination is working properly too. So let's navigate to different pages, and you can see that everything works well. We don't have repetitive code, and even though we can even add more here in the composable, like loading and error handling. In this video, we have learned how to build a category page. We learned how to create our own new composable, how to use Storefront UI blocks with an actual data from the backend, and how easy it is to build something using Vue Storefront SDK. In the future videos, we will keep on building this application. We will implement sorting and filtering. And as for now, to stay tuned to our new releases and new videos, follow us on Twitter and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Also, of course, don't forget to join our Discord community. Once again, thanks for coming, and I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something new today. My name is Sergey, developer advocate at Vue Storefront, and see you next time.